major actors like Everteam, Documentum, Iris, which is an OCR company, big major clients like Orange, Crédit Agricole, Saint-Gobain, etc., and training organization and archive organization like, for example, University of LaHausse, who is specialized into the document management and the French archive. So the aim is to manage, evaluate, and preserve, think about preservation of the digital content. We are in a world where digital is becoming more and more important, and what is important inside the documentation and the document life cycle. So now, most of you know that we have, most of us, so we think, content management system. That means all the document, the incoming and outgoing document, and all the, I would say, live archive will be managed into a database which will be secure and accessed to everybody. But which is important, in France we do this, we use electronic archive system to manage all the electronic archive as well as the paper archive. And this is important. I think most of the clients here, you use everything inside your content management system. So you use your usual document as well as the archive document. But this is impossible if you manage a lot of documents. I will take 3 examples. For example, in France, our client EDF Commerce. EDF is a French company, electricity company. They manage 2 million documents per day inside their archive system. Okay, Bouygues, they manage 100 kilometers of paper archives. AOV, which is an insurance company, they manage 20 billions of documents, okay, in their archives. So when you have this amount of document, how do you manage this, and what is the problem? How can you avoid this kind of archive? Perhaps you know this in your company. And this is quite terrible, because the archive is something which is important. It takes a lot of a place. This place is very expensive. It's very hard to find the document. And the original document is legal document. So if you have a problem with a law, you have to find the proper original document and put this in front of a law. So how can we change this? We are in a world in 21st century where everything, more and more things are electronics, are digital. Why do we need to continue with paper? Why do we need to manage paper? And paper is so expensive, so how can we avoid this? The requirements to have a legal archive system, there's 4 of them. Sustainability. How can you ensure that the document which is in your archive system will be available in 2 years, 10 years, 20 years? How can you be sure that you will be able to read it at least? How can you be sure that the document which is in your archive system is integral? That means was not modified, okay, by an hacker or by somebody in your own company. How can you be sure that this document, your archive system, is completely secure and you have all traceability of who access to the document, who modify it, etc. And for this you have a standard called ISO 14641, which is a standard which includes this information, which includes this obligation, I would say. But the problem, you don't have any certification. You know, most of you, I think you know ISO 901, which is a quality certification, where it's a standard and you can be certified ISO 9001. But with 14641, you can't have any certification. So in France, we have created a certification called NF461, which certifies that your archive solution, the archive system, complies with ISO 14641. And in this case, that all these 4 requirements will be included in will be guaranteed in your system. So the certification of a legal archive system is done in France by a company called AFNOR Certification. You should have the same here in Lebanon. So AFNOR certification will certify that your archive system complies to NF461. So why do we need to have our system NF461? It's to be sure that you comply with ISO 14461, that your archive solution will ensure performance, and in front of your client and in front of your partners, it will be a strong point. So very quickly, I will not go inside this norm, but the prerequisite to be able to be certified is to have a very good documentation concerning your archive. So your archive, what will be archived, how it will be archived, what is your system in terms of computers, etc. And then you will ask AFNOR certification to send somebody to have a file in order to be able to be sure that all the requisite which is in the norm are applies in your company. And then AFNOR sends somebody and will take the decision and will certify your company or not for 3 years. It's like ISO 9001 if you know. So what is important in France, after this norm, this certification, we have created a law. It was published in December 2016, so which is quite new. We have published a law which said that if you follow a certain number of rules, then you can delete the paper, the original paper, which is very, very important, because until now, most of the not all of the company has to keep a lot of kilometers of paper, okay? So you can do this if your electronic archive system fulfill certain number of requirements which are included in this certification NF461. So you see, which is important. We are in a world where, for example, I'm sure here you have a mobile company where you can send money, for example, by mobile, which is a complete electronic transaction. You don't have any paper. But for everything, you need to keep your contract, all of your original document, which is completely mad, okay? We are in a new world. So in France, we have now the possibility with this certification and this law to delete our original paper. So now let's talk a little about Everteam. Everteam, we are always a pioneer because we are the first company in Europe which has certified its electronic archive solution. And we are a unique, I think, company because we provide a complete solution coming from the capture of your archive and through content management, workflow management, analytics, big data, until the legal archive. So you have the same company which can provide all the solution for all these areas. So now what can we do in order to help you to decrease the cost of all this paper archive, in order to increase the green economy? We are in a world where it is more and more important. So let us print less document, let us use less paper documents, sorry. Let's secure our archive and let's reduce corruption. Corruption is everywhere in the world. And if we have very good IT solution with ECM solution, we can do this. Everless has the knowledge to define with you a certified electronic signature, which is important. One of the technical things when you certify your archive solution is every document will be electronic signed. So you need to have electronic signature in your country, okay? And we can help you to create the similar of NF461 in Lebanon with your company, same company here. And we can help to create the same French decree, which will allow the Lebanese company to erase their paper document, okay? So we can initiate a process with the concerned parties if they are interested. Okay, so thanks for your attention. It was quite late, but the idea is really to show you how we can go out from this world, this paper world, to go into the real electronic and digital world. But for this, you need laws, you need certification, you need to have to be over something which is existing. Wait, Stephanie, please.
Just to understand, before the law was released, or the decree in France in 2016, so how were you used to deal with electronic archives?
So what the big companies, thanks for your question, Stephanie. When a big company manage huge amount of document, billion of document, they make their choice, or they keep the paper, the corresponding paper, but it will cost a huge amount of money because it's kilometers and kilometers of paper, or they decide to destroy it, and if there is a law, something, a case, tomorrow, they know that they will lose and they will have to pay. Okay? So the idea was this: is it, if I lose a case because I don't have my original, what will be the cost? And I decide, and what is the cost of keeping my paper? Okay, sometimes you can do this, but sometimes you can't. If you are a bank, for example, with contract, you can't delete your contract, your loan contract, because your client can't do anything. So there is quite a lot of case where you need to keep the original, the paper original. Okay? Well, thank you. I don't know if somebody has another question.